Everyone, please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning and welcome to RPtv. Today is Friday, December 10th, 2021. Our top story this morning concerns the steady increase in COVID-19 cases and how it's impacting school districts around the state. Let's go to Cali for the story of one particular school.
The Middlesex County Vocational and Technical School switched to remote learning Thursday due to an uptick in COVID cases, a school official said. Due to an increase in the number of positive COVID-19 cases and the number of close contacts, the East Brunswick campus of the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical Schools has decided to close school and to transition to a fully remote instruction beginning on Thursday, December 9th. The school's principal said the school would resume in-person learning and instruction on January 3rd, 2022. He did not say exactly how many COVID-19 cases had been reported in the school. The principal said the district has been working daily with the Middlesex County Office of Health Services in regard to the reporting of individual positive COVID-19 cases and close contacts via contact tracing, and that Thursday's decision came after consulting with the department. This decision, while not an easy one, is necessary at this point to promote the safety and well-being of our staff and students. The school joins more than 24 New Jersey public schools and private schools for the disabled that had temporarily switched to virtual learning since the start of the year due to COVID cases. Most of the 28 schools were closed for a few days or a week or more after spikes in students and teachers testing positive for COVID.
Now it's time for announcements. Art Club and National Arts Honor Society meet every Friday after school, and we're back in room 102. Join us to create arts or crafts or to just hang out with friends. If you are looking for some fun and knowledge, check out the French Club. The next meeting is scheduled for December 16th. The time is 2:45 to 3:45, and the place is room 3. POCA is having a celebration for all the winter holidays. We'll have activities like henna, paintings, games, snacks, and music. December 16th, 2021, 3 p.m. in the cafeteria.
Lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want you to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need, what you see everything, what you see on the lights.
Respect. It's a way of treating or thinking about something or someone. When you give respect, you get respect back. It's basically a two-way street. It's showing good manners, saying thank you, please, respecting other teams, sports, teachers, your school, parents, peers, anyone really, or anything. Respect means many things. Here's how you can show respect. Recognize that everyone is different. No, empathy is to listen and connect. Self-monitor and think first. Pay attention. Learn something new. Earn trust through actions. Care and cheer for one another. And lastly, treat everyone as an equal. You want to treat others the way you want to be treated, with respect. You don't want anyone to treat you poorly, or not listen to you, not care for you. And neither does anyone want that same action towards you, or that same emotion. So remember, wherever you are, show respect. It's one of our character counts.
It's not unusual for any person or organization to continually look to improve. That is why, at this time of year, school districts throughout the country reflect on the past year and plan for the future. Let's go back to Callie for this report.
Every year during the month of December, school districts are encouraged to reflect on how they have created an inclusive learning environment and how they can continue to improve upon it. For a school community to be an inclusive community, every member, from staff to students, must strive to recognize and celebrate diversity, encourage acceptance and accessibility, and establish a learning environment that meets the needs of all students. So, as we look forward to the new year, we are asking everyone to make a personal commitment to expand the circle of inclusion to all individuals, regardless of disability, gender, socioeconomic status, or cultural heritage.
for watching, have a great weekend, and stay tuned for CNN 10.
The forecast for this Friday, 100% chance of awesome. I'm Carl DeZeus. Thank you for wrapping up the week with us. Financial literacy plays into our first report today. It concerns the second largest property developer in the world's second largest economy. That developer is named Evergrande. It's based in China. The company is deep in debt. It owes $300 billion. And this week, Evergrande apparently failed to make a required payment of that debt, and that means it's officially in default. Why is this significant? Well, Evergrande is huge. It doesn't just build new houses, it sells cars, it makes bottled water, it helps people manage their money. Evergrande had to borrow a lot of money in order to expand so quickly, but economic growth across all of China has slowed down, and it's become harder for Evergrande to borrow more money to fund its construction projects, even the homes people have already paid to have built. Evergrande has to make regular payments back to the investors it's borrowed from. It looks like it's no longer raising enough money to do that, even after selling off some of the assets it owns. So now it's in trouble. Why is this making news outside of China? If Evergrande falls apart, the other companies it does business with could go bankrupt as well. This could hurt China's overall economy, and because that economy is so large, it could have a negative impact on the economies that trade with China, like that of the United States. Besides selling assets, what has Evergrande done to address its problems? It invited the Chinese government to get more involved in its operations, but that comes at a cost as well, as it further increases the power of China's communist leadership.
Evergrande, with $300 billion in unpaid bills, teeters on the brink of collapse. For Chinese leader Xi Jinping, it's all part of the plan. Xi is rewriting the rules in the world's second largest economy.
Getting rich is no longer glorious. Neither is growth at all costs. The days of unrestrained borrowing that turned Evergrande and so many companies into powerhouses are over.
There's been a decision at the very top that this buildup of reckless credit expansion is becoming a danger to China and presumably a threat to party rule.
Evergrande rode the boom of homebuyers rushing to urban cities as hundreds of millions across China were lifted out of poverty, building more than 1,000 developments in hundreds of cities. Property supercharged the economy, ballooning to account for as much as 30% of China's GDP. By 2017, Evergrande's founder Xi Jiaying became Asia's richest person. Evergrande expanded into bottled water, electric cars, even pig farming. The strategy worked until China's economy cooled and Beijing started to crack down on excessive borrowing from property developers. Beijing's stated goal? To lessen economic inequality as housing prices skyrocketed and to create more sustainable growth. The stakes are too high for Beijing to let Evergrande fail. Nearly 3/4 of household wealth in China are estimated to be tied up in property. In September, footage circulated of employees, contractors, and homebuyers protesting Evergrande across China. CNN spoke to multiple buyers of Evergrande properties. One provided CNN with these videos of people demanding their money back. The buyer told CNN that more than 900 people have paid $340 million for this unfinished housing project that's been stalled since January. Angry citizens have flooded online government feedback forums. This homebuyer in Sichuan province asked where all of their hard-earned money had went, begging, please uphold justice for your people.
If you talk to people about what might cause mass protests in China, the answer you'll almost always get is it's not democracy. More and more, it's finance and it's property.
Beijing says the situation is controllable, but fears grow of a crisis in China's real estate sector that ripples into the broader economy. In recent weeks, a slew of other developers have disclosed their own struggles.
When you're decelerating or popping the property bubble, you're destroying wealth. You're going to be putting people out of business, companies out of business. It's a big deal. It's why it's never happened before.
It marks the end of China's economic model as we know it.
We are going from an area of high to medium growth to an area of low growth in China.
But Beijing is betting its top-down model will make its 1.4 billion people prosperous. The catch? Ever more control in the hands of the party. Selena Wang, CNN, Tokyo.
10-second trivia. American engineer George C. Duvall was best known for his work with what? Robots, washing machines, acoustics, or medical devices? In the 1950s, George C. Duvall created Unimate, the world's first industrial robot. 7 decades later, as advancements in humanoid robots are made, they're often met with mixed reactions from actual humans. Some praise their lifelike appearances, others see them as unsettling. Amica is a new robot that doesn't walk or complete tasks. It's more of a design project focused on developing realistic expressions. Human critics have described it as creepy, awkward, and, quote, nightmare fuel. Creators and supporters see it differently.
The reason for making a robot that looks like a person is to interact with people. So human face is a very high bandwidth communication tool, and that's why we've built these expressive robots.
It looks very, very realistic. It looks expressive. It almost looks like a real human, but with a weird kind of plastic face. There are humanoid robots that are functionally more capable in terms of walking, lifting, and things like that. In terms of the movements, in terms of the fluidity of it looking quite humanistic, it's come to being one of the closest, I would say. Imagine a robot that has the visual expression and the movements of a human therapist that can interact with someone as a mental health expert. And it could be in a kiosk, in the mall, at the airport, where you just need someone to talk to and someone to chat with. With this one, I don't think we have anything to fear with the human-like form factor or anything like that. In fact, I think if anything, we will enjoy the experience. I think we will use it much more as an entertainment mechanism than as a, oh my gosh, robots are going to take over the world.
Today I learned that there is a color of the year. The Pantone Color Institute, an American design company, chooses a shade it thinks will represent the year ahead. There were 2 chosen for 2021, Ultimate Gray and Illuminating. For 2022, Pantone has created Very Perry, which an executive says has joyous attitude, carefree confidence, and a creative spirit. A coworker of mine said it also harkens back to the bridesmaids' dresses of 1999. So the question is, does Very Perry make you merry? Do you find it light and airy? Would it earn an entry in your very wary diary? Is it beautiful and fairy? Is it something you would share? Is it scary? Like lactose intolerance, avoid the dairy. It's a rare query that has made us tarry like a wrinkle needs ironing out about a color known as periwinkle. Yes, I wore this shirt intentionally. I'm Carl Azus. Today's shout out goes out to Winfield High School. We mentioned one from Kansas on Tuesday. Today's goes out to our friends, the Generals in Winfield, West Virginia. Join us again on Monday, please, for more CNN